Hey guys, it's Danny. For today's little short video, we are going to address the difference between hybrid orchids and species. I made a video a few days ago talking about the importance of preserving orchid species and trying to bring awareness to the fact that some species are endangered, and I kind of spinned it as why I like hybrids more than species, and the truth is I kind of do actually. If you missed that video, check it down below. And I got quite a few questions asking me, how do we know hybrids and species? How can we tell before we purchase them? And I can't believe I didn't address it in the video. Sometimes my brain, I don't know. Of course I should have addressed that, but I just didn't. So let's address it now. How can we tell if an orchid is a hybrid or a species? I'll give you the short version first and then we'll elaborate. First, and the best way that we can know is Google. Yeah, we just need to Google it first. I'm not trying to be funny or sarcastic. Honestly, that's what I do. Take the name of the orchid, Google it. There are two websites that will appear in the results that you need to pay attention to. First is Orchid Species, that will only present species. And the second is Orchid Roots, which will not only present species, but also hybrids. And they will tell you their genetics and the parentage. How cool is that? And that's, I think, the best way of learning if a certain orchid is a hybrid or a species. The second way to know, this is not very reliable, but we need to look at the tag. So, let me get this tag because it's an official tag. Alrighty, an official tag looks like this. I'll give you a close-up. The genus name will be the first name and it's going to have a capital letter. In our case, Phalaenopsis. Then the species name, which is the second, will not be a capital letter, in our case, Schilleriana. So this is how we mark a species on a tag. First word with a capital, second, third, if it has two names, they will have lowercase letters. Sometimes a species can have a cultivar name, which is just a variation from the original, and on a tag, it will look something like this. So let's say Phalaenopsis schilleriana, it will look spelled exactly like this, but we can have it followed by another name with a capital letter. Let's say I'm gonna invent one, Phalaenopsis schilleriana butterfly. That is a cultivar name, which differentiates that particular one from, let's say, the norm or even other cultivars. But it is a species and the cultivar has been obtained in cultivation. Now, hybrids, okay, this is a tag that I wrote myself. Let's get an official tag. Hold on. Alrighty, this is an official tag again. This is coming from a Cattleya type, SLC Cosmic Delight. If we see on this tag, the first name, which is SLC, we'll get to that. It has a capital, but all of the other names on the tag, they're written with a capital as well. This signifies that what we're looking at is a hybrid. It doesn't say if it's a primary hybrid or a complex hybrid. That's something else, but this says it is a hybrid. When all the names on an official tag are written with capitals, definitely we're dealing with a hybrid, or sadly with somebody who wrote a tag without knowing about this rule. And this is why I picked Googling it as the first and best way to learn or to figure out, because sometimes people either print or write tags wrongly because they don't know about this rule. So the tag is not always the best way. I've never happened, I think, to me ordering from a reputable nursery. I didn't have a tag that was a species, but everything was in capital. But I did see written on the internet Phalaenopsis schilleriana with a capital S. That is incorrect. So that's why I wouldn't go with what people put on tags. Now, since we're here, this will only apply to a few orchids, but the third way you can tell that your orchid is a hybrid is by the first name. In the case of the Phalaenopsis, it's really easy to tell that this belongs in the genus Phalaenopsis, right? Well, what genus is SLC? It's actually not. It's a complex hybrid between Sophronides, Laelia, Cattleya. SLC stands for Sophrolaelia Cattleya. Nowadays, yeah, they kind of bunch together a few species into one, but there are still numerous tags that go by the old names. So SLC is a hybrid between Sophronides, Laelia, Cattleya. How can you hybridize three plants? Well, you don't really. You get a Sophronides and Laelia, let's say, and hybridize them together, and you get SL, Sophrolalia, and then that hybrid you hybridize with a Cattleya, so you get Sophrolaleocattleya. So that's why SLC. It's not a combination of 3 plants all in one necessarily. They first hybridize the first 2, and then that hybrid is hybridized with the last name on the tag. Does that make any sense? I'll make sure to put some text on the screen to further aid in my explanation, because I don't know if I'm being coherent. Usually these names belong to very complex hybrids. With Phalaenopsis, not sure if you can have such a tag, but in the world of Cattleya, oh, it's very common, because Cattleyas as a family, let's say, is an umbrella name for multiple genera that are related, such as Laelia, Sophronides, Epidendrum, Encyclia, Parstichia. I'm not entirely sure how they have been reclassified, but yeah, it's an umbrella name, if you will. I'm trying to use friendly terms. So those are the 3 main ways in which you can tell if an orchid is a hybrid or a species. Best thing to do, Google it. See what I mean? The best thing to do is to Google it. I wasn't being sarcastic. It's not funny. I promise I wasn't being sarcastic. That's what I do. Like when I'm not entirely sure, I just Google and research a little bit. With experience, of course, you're gonna know the species. In cultivation, there are a few that are very, very, very popular, and others are more obscure. I don't have a lot of species. I'm not very interested in a lot of species, so I know by heart the main species that I know I might be interested in, because they belong in the Phalaenopsis Cattleya group mainly. And then, you know, stuff like Paphiopedilum, Catasetum, so and so. Not really my main focus, not really my interest. But with experience, you will learn them by heart almost. And until then, Google is your friend. Alrighty, so with that said, that has been it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found this useful. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.